Hello students, we are solving problems under assessment of individuals. In this session, let us solve two more problems relating to this. Go through this problem. Mr. Prithvi has gross total income of rupees 5 lakhs including long term capital gain of rupees 1,50,000. During the year, he made the following payments: medical premium of rupees 30,000, donation to National Sports Fund 15,000, amount paid to government for promotion of family planning 20,000, expenses incurred for the treatment of his physically handicapped brother of rupees 75,000, amount received from insurance company rupees 20,000. Compute his total income and tax liability for the assessment year 2020-21. This is the information relating to Mr. Prithvi. You have to calculate total income and tax liability of him. Gross total income is directly given in the problem, that is 5 lakh, which includes long term capital gain of rupees 1,50,000. This information is important for the calculation of tax liability, because you cannot include this long term capital gain with other income for the purpose of calculation of tax liability. You have to calculate tax liability on this separately at the rate of 20%. We already solved this type of problem. So, here you have to calculate 20% tax on 1,50,000. Next, see, during the year he made the following payments. First one, medical premium of 30,000. It is coming under section 80D, medical insurance premium paid, that is 80D. In this section, only up to rupees 25,000 is allowed for deduction. Okay, here he paid 30,000, but you have to consider only 25,000 because that is the maximum limit under section 80D. Next one, donation to National Sports Fund is coming under section 80G. Without limit donation, 100% is allowable for this one. And next one, amount paid to government for promotion of family planning. This is also coming under section 80G, but only with limit donation, and 100% is allowable. For this purpose, that is amount paid to government for promotion of family planning, 100% is allowable even though it is with the limit donation. But here one condition, that is, for considering with the limit donation, you have to consider with limit donation or 10% of adjusted total income, whichever is lower. For that purpose, you have to calculate adjusted total income. Adjusted total income is gross total income minus long term capital gain minus short term capital gain at the rate of 15% or under section 111A, and other deduction under section 80, that is excluding 80D. When you calculate this, you get adjusted total income. 10% of that adjusted total income should not exceed the with limit donation. If that 10% exceeds with limit donation, you have to consider that 10% of adjusted total income for the calculation of deduction under section 80G. We solved problems, many problems under that section. I told you to remember, that is, recall that point. Next one, expenses incurred for the treatment of his physically handicapped brother of rupees 75,000. Expenses for treatment of physically handicapped brother, that is dependent, comes under section 80DD, that is person with disability but dependent, not himself. For this purpose, Person with disability fixed amount of 75,000 can be deductible, and if the person is with severe disability 1,25,000 can be deductible. That is a fixed amount. That is not the maximum limit. In this problem, person with disability is given. For this purpose 75,000 can be deductible under section 80DD, and amount received from insurance company should not consider because here fixed amount is deductible. Next, compute his total income and tax liability for the assessment year 2020-21. Let us solve this problem. Computation of taxable income of Mr. Prithvi for the assessment year 2020-21. 3 columns, 1 particular and 2 amounts column. First you have to write gross total income 5 lakh in the second amount column. From that you have to deduction under section 80. Under that first one, section 80D, medical insurance premium paid, maximum limit you have to take 25,000 and not 30,000. Next, second one, section 80DD, treatment of physically handicapped brother, fixed amount 75,000 should be considered. Next one, section 80G, under that 2 items, that is 2 donations are there. First one, donation to National Sports Fund without limit donation 100%, 15,000 you can directly write in the first amount column, and donation with the limit, least of the following you have to consider. Donation to family planning 20,000 or 10% of adjusted total income. In this problem, adjusted total income means gross total income minus long term capital gain and 80D and 80DD. When you deduct these things from gross total income, you get 2,50,000. Of that 10% means 25,000. Whichever is lower in these 2 cases you have to consider. Donation to family planning amount is lower, so 20,000. In this problem, rate of deduction is not necessary to write because both are 100%. So, entire amount can be claimed for deduction. So, total of this 80G deduction amounts to rupees 35,000. Total of deduction under section 80 amounts to rupees 1,35,000. When you deduct this 1,35,000 from the gross total income, you get the total income as 3,65,000. So, this is the total taxable income of Mr. Prithvi, and this 3,65,000 is lower than 5 lakh because I am telling this point because here up to 5 lakh rebate under section 87A is applicable at 12,500 rupees. From the total taxable tax payable, you have to deduct that 12,500 because that is the repayment, that is a rebate applicable on the income of the SSC. See the computation of tax liability. Total taxable income is 3,65,000 up to rupees 2,50,000 nil, no amount is payable. On balance, that is 1,15,000, 3,65,000 minus 2,50,000. Long term capital gain percentage is applicable because you cannot consider the entire amount of long term capital gain 1,50,000 because up to 2,50,000 it is entirely exempted from tax. Because of that reason, the balance amount you are taking as long term capital gain at 20%, that is 23,000. Okay. His total tax payment is 23,000. From that you have to deduct the rebate under section 87A. Maximum limit is 12,500. You can deduct entire 12,500. You get 10,500 as his tax liability. To that you have to add health and education cess at the rate of 4% on 10,500. That amounts to rupees 420 rupees. So his total tax payable amount is 10,920 rupees. Okay, this is his tax payable amount. Let us solve one more problem. See this problem. Suma furnished following details for the assessment year 2020-21. Income from business. Business A, that is ready-made garments, 50,000 rupees. Here one more thing you have to add, business C. Add that point, that is not in the problem. Add business C rupees 25,000. Add this one also. Business A 50,000, business C 25,000. Next C, long term capital gain 25,000, short term capital gain 65,000, saving bank interest. This saving bank interest is taxable under income from other sources rupees 2,000, and it also can be claimed for deduction under section 80 TTA. Under section 80 TTA up to 10,000 saving bank interest is deductible, but here the amount is only 2,000, so this can be claimed for deduction under section 80 TTA. For this one there are two adjustments. First one, taxable under income from other sources. Second one, deductible under section 80 TTA. Okay. Next C, interest on deposits with IDBI rupees 1,000 and interest paid on loan taken for deposits in IDBI rupees 1,200. Two informations are there, interest received and interest paid. From interest received you have to deduct interest paid under income from other sources. You get the negative figure 200 rupees. That means that much of amount you have to pay. Next one, interest on NSC including last year's interest rupees 1,500. This interest on NSC is taxable under section under income from other sources. Under income from other sources it is taxable entirely, that is rupees 4,200, and it is deductible under section 80C, but only interest for the current year can be considered, and interest for last year must be excluded for deduction. That means from 4,200 you have to deduct 1,500, okay, under section 80C for deduction. Interest on NSC also two adjustments. First one, under income from other sources 4,200, and under section 80C interest on NSC 4,200 minus 1,500. Next one, investment in NSC deductible under section 80C along with interest on NSC. Next one, LIC premium paid on the life of dependent blind mother, sum assured 1 lakh and premium paid 12,000. It is not deductible under any of the section. LIC premium paid on life of himself, his spouse and children can be deductible under section 80C, and dependent mother, father, brother, sister is not allowed for deduction. So you have to ignore this one. Next one, investment in LIC annuity plan. This LIC annuity plan is a kind of pension scheme and it is deductible under section 80CCC. Okay, investment in LIC annuity plan is deductible under section 80CCC. Note down that point. And donation to National Defence Fund 12,500. 80G without limit donation 100% is allowable. Compute her total income and tax liability. Let us solve this problem. Computation of taxable income of Miss Suma for the assessment year 2020-21. As it is 3 columns you have to draw, particulars and 2 amount column. Here gross total income you have to calculate. Profit and gains from business and profession is given in this problem. Business A 50,000 and business C 25,000. Total income, that is profit from business, amounts to rupees 75,000. Next, capital gains also given. Long term capital gain 25,000 and short term capital gain 65,000. Total of these two amounts to rupees 90,000. Next, income from other sources given. Interest on a savings bank deposit 2,000, and here interest on deposit with IDBI is given, that is 1,000 rupees. From that you have to deduct interest paid on loan taken from IDBI 1,200. You get the negative figure 200 rupees, have to write inside the bracket. Next, interest on NSC 4,200. Total of this amounts to rupees 6,000, that is 4,200 plus 2,000 minus 200 rupees. The total gross total income, that is total of these 3 items, amounts to rupees 1,71,000 rupees. From this you have to deduct deduction under section 80 to get the total taxable income of Miss Suma. First one 80C, under that 2 items are there. First one interest on NSC, you have to exclude last year's interest 1,500, that amounts to rupees 2,700, and investment in NSC 500 rupees, and you should not consider LIC premium on life of mother, because only himself, spouse and children's LIC premium can be claimed for deduction. So, you are not considering a premium on mother's life. Okay. Next one, section 80 CCC, deposit in LIC annuity plan 8,000. Next one, section 80 DD, dependent blind brother, fixed amount 75,000. Next one, 80G, donation to National Defence Fund 12,500, that is 100%. Next one, 80 TTA, savings bank interest 2,000 rupees. So, the total of this section 80 amounts to rupees 1,07,000. When you deduct this 1,07,000 from your gross total income 1,71,000, you get the total income as 45,300 rupees. Okay, the total income is 45,300. It is coming under exempted limit of 2,50,000, because up to 2,50,000 is exempted from tax. It is lower than that 2,50,000. So, the tax liability is nil. Tax liability is nil as total income is within exempted limit 2,50,000 rupees. Okay. So, this is the problem under assessment of individuals. Let us solve some more problems in next sessions. Thank you.